Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dell. Welcome if you are new. We're going to just jump in and get some messages. I heard we're going to dive in, get some messages actually. Hoping everyone is doing well wherever you're at. The whole lead up of getting ready to film today just felt like there was distractions, but not really. So I'm not sure if you're feeling this, but it felt like there was something that needed to be done or something that needed like my attention. But then it was really just being patient. So I sat down here and I was kind of meditating a little bit and just clearing and getting myself centered for the reading today. And it just felt like all this noise, and it snowed a few days ago or sometime last week, and it's still everywhere. So where I'm at on the street, there's this patch of ice, and I just keep hearing these cars flying down the street, and it always sends this little, like, not panic, but this like because I'm afraid that people are going to hit it too fast and you know, slide off of it or something like that, but it hasn't happened yet, thankfully. But yeah, it was interesting because I was just waiting and just being patient, and it wasn't until I got comfortable with this waiting of, I don't know when the road is going to get quiet again. I don't know when, because there was like a plow going by, there was another big truck going by, and it wasn't until I accepted, like, I really don't know when the road's going to be clear, but I'm just going to wait here and just be patient until, you know, I'll know when the resolve happens, and then I can proceed. And it happened seconds later. That's exactly what happened. The car stopped driving by, and it was like someone took the volume like in a fader and just, it got really quiet, and I knew, okay, now's the time to go. So just like crossing a street, we don't just jut out into a highway, at least not where I'm from. But it just, you know, you wait, you have to wait until all the cars and all the traffic and all the noise are gone and the way is clear, and then you can cross. So there might be something that you're wanting to cross over into or begin or get started on, but it's just like there's a lot of noise right now, however that's going to show up for you. I am feeling, though, just like at the beginning of this movie, it's just when you accept and get comfortable around this waiting period and this process of patience doesn't have an end date. We don't know when the end of our patience is up until, like, either we decide in anger or hostility, or it's just revealed to us, like, okay, now is the time to proceed, now is the right time. And the way it came through in the body was just this feel of, like, we're settling now, we're resolving now. So first message from Spirit. I'm using the Salt and Sea Oracle deck, one of my favorites. So there's an element about communication coming in, because right away my eye went to the blue color, and just about crystal clear communication. And I'm hearing that song, who is that? Tommy James, I think? I'm not sure. Crystal Blue Persuasion. Really good song. I'll link it to the Spotify playlist, and that link's always in the description box below for you to check out anytime a song comes through the reading. The song goes, Crystal Blue Persuasion. It's a new vibration. So I think some of you are going through this leveling up process. It's interesting, when we hear leveling up a lot, that's also another term that's circulated around a lot. We always think it's like up, 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 but it's coming through today in this, like, the leveling up, it floats up and then it settles down. So kind of like if you're cooking over a stove or in a pot or something. This happens every time I cook farro, that grain. So I have to watch it because the flame is usually too high. But it always boils over, like the starch or whatever it is, it always comes up and over the pot. So I have to stand there and watch it the whole time just to make sure it doesn't do that, because it's a pain to clean and the burner and all that stuff. So what I'm seeing is this leveling up process can kind of look like that, where it's just literally it's this influx of heat, you know, and it's this alchemy that's occurring. and arising, because you're making these shifts and creating friction and motion and movement, and then things are changing as a result. Just like you can alchemize with your hands right now. Just rub your hands together and you can actually feel them getting warm inside. That's just friction. That's so there's heat, there's energy applied, and there's change. It has to have the settling period, because you can't serve boiling hot Pharaoh. You know, you have to, it has to settle, it has to cool. So that's what I'm seeing. Some of you have gone through this leveling up process already, Spirit's saying. There's been an integration of it to some degree, and now it's at this point of like we're settling down into this new identity, new reality. Yeah, so I heard plain and simple. That's what it is. I think you're getting to know yourself too. I'm getting this image of being greeted by your brand new self. I'm not sure how that will show up for all of you, but that's how the message is coming through. I'm seeing it. It's like you peering into the window of you, like you've arrived, and you are somehow greeting yourself too. There's hope at the end of the tunnel, I'm hearing. Like where there's light, there's hope. Some of you are in separation. I'm hearing Spirit say, like, we don't want to go there in the reading today, but so I'm going to leave it there. It's just that there's hope. So whoever needs to hear that, I'll just leave that there. See, sponge is the first oracle message, energetic absorption and empath. Okay, so this came through actually in where did I see this? In a meditation the other day, where, if you're familiar with Harry Potter, this came up in that too. It's a Bazor stone, where I think Ron drinks poison or something. I'm not sure what book this is in, but it's like when Slughorn was around, that guy. And Ron drinks poison, and Harry remembers like the Bazar stone, so he gives Ron the Bazar stone, and it absorbs all this poison. I'm actually seeing this sponge as a Bazar stone, so if I'm saying that incorrectly, I apologize. But that's what I'm seeing. It's like you learning to alchemize your empathic ability instead of absorbing everyone's stuff. You're actually learning to filter it through this energetic kind of Bazar stone, so that way it's able to transmute, and you are no longer holding on to it. You no longer need to carry it around as it being part of yourself, as a burden that you are shouldering with feeling everyone else's emotions around you. So if you are an empath, you definitely know what this feels like, and it's exhausting. But I see it in this new version of you, and this new leveling up, and this new rising up and settlement of your new establishment within yourself. You're no longer doing that. It's like you're learning to transform your energetic absorption powers into, I'm soaking this up so that way it can be dispelled, because I'm not carrying it anymore. It's almost like I'm seeing like you have a shelf for that now. It's not being like papers aren't being dispersed throughout all of your filing, your inner filing system. It's like you now have a shelf that's just for other people's crap, and it gets emptied out every day. It gets shredded every day. So it's there's a lot of happiness with that. So maybe you're feeling happy to realize that or recognize that within yourself. It's, if you trust me, it's, you know, if you know, you know, like being empathic and feeling everybody's stuff, it's just, sometimes it's just so overwhelming, and it's confusing too. It's like what are we actually going through? And, you know, or are we experiencing you know, somebody else's stuff and thinking it's ourselves, because it feels very close to us. But they're saying like that's in another, I'm hearing that's, I actually just heard that's 9 lives. So I think that's coming through as like that's one of those 9 lives. That's not the current lifetime anymore now. Island, find strength in solitude. As you are integrating and alchemizing this new reality, this new version of you, it can feel a little isolating. There's a difference between isolation and solitude. I'm hearing Isolation by John Lennon, that song, so I'll link that also in the Spotify playlist. But there's just this like knowing the difference between solitude and isolation, where sometimes we need to just be in our own bubble. We need to just be in our own energy, in our own field, in our own environment. Even though we have people around us who love us very much, and even people we want to spend our time with all the time, there's somebody's overcoming this fear or this worry that if I take the alone time that I need, I will miss out on every opportunity. Like, it's like somebody has this old fear or something that if I close the door so I have alone time, it's like all my dreams and wishes are gonna be like, oh, her door's shut, or his door's shut, their door's shut. Oh, well, I guess we'll keep on going. And Spirit's saying, like, no, it's you taking that solitude time and coming back out when you're ready or feeling that resolve. Everything that you want will be there for you always. Nothing shall pass you by. So just like someone who's afraid to go to sleep maybe on this island because the rescue boat might come. They'll wake you up. They took the time to travel to you, and it was a long journey, and they had to do it in that little boat. And they'll definitely wake you up because it's part of their journey too. That they meet with you, and that way now you're coming with us. That kind of a thing. So, lighthouse. When the seas are rough, search for the light worker. Yeah, this reminds me of a lighthouse I visited in Maine. I've talked about it previously on the channel. I couldn't tell you what video it was in now, but just it's a rocky coast, and I thought looking at it like, oh, we're not allowed to go on the rocks because around here they like really yell at you about being careful on the jetties and stuff. But I was seeing literally elderly women with their canes and their little white sneakers, like navigating these rocks. So it's your terrain and what you're equipped to handle and move through. So I am seeing that as you do search for the light and you look at the finer things in life, the positive side of things as you move forward, things are so much easier to navigate, especially in times of uncertain terrain or rocky terrain. I'm hearing you're navigating the waters of life and through the waters of life with ease now. Some of you are learning that your alchemization is actually a natural part of who you are, and I'm hearing like you've developed a formula around it now to help other people. So that's really exciting. Yeah, you're recognizing yourself as the lighthouse. You are the beacon of light, and you can always find respite, safety within yourself. Not by hiding from the world or evading, but it's just like I'm hearing you're recognizing your own soul as a sanctity rather than like an escapism. They're seeing it like as an escapism. So the ism is this state or this quality that maybe you have sought in the past, where you're like, I'm going to use this as like a mechanism to go away or to evade what I'm actually going through, instead of looking at the problem head on and being like, this doesn't serve me, I'm out of here, I'm walking away. I just get this feeling of somebody is moving forward in this new part or new phase of their life with this detachment from emotion. This came up in a recent video too. That one I do remember. I will link it. I can't see the title though, but I can see the thumbnail, so I'll link it at the end of this video, or actually in the description box. And I'm just seeing somebody, like there's just a space between you and your emotion. You are no longer your emotion. And you're actually seeing how you are going to be practically applying that in your life moving forward. So the final oracle message for today is Dolphin. Embrace your inner child and have fun. Some of you are definitely returning to the playful spirit, or revisiting how playful you actually are, how playful your soul is, how playful your inner child is. Now that you are in this, I'm getting this space of safety, this sanctity within yourself. It's like this place of rest, and in you finding and taking the time to rest, you're having all this resourcefulness come through. It's like there's plenty of time and reserves. I'm hearing that like there's plenty of space for activities from Step Brothers. But yeah, it's just like when you don't put so much of your attention, focus, and worry into the things that you were worried about or afraid about or fearing or squabbling over, or just like you recognize, oh my God, I have so much more energy, I have so much more attention. It's akin to somebody who's quit smoking and now they have all this free time because they didn't realize how much of their time went into like smoking, going outside, lighting up a cigarette, talking to the people out there or whatever, coming back in, doing your laundry, you know, showering extra, brushing your teeth extra, washing your hands extra. It's like when they remove this thing that has taken so much of their energy and even their vital life force energy. You know, smoking's very dehydrating. That just popped in to share with you guys. It's just like you're amazed at how much more you have to offer, how much more support you have to show, how much more useful you are, like to yourself. And it's just like, wow, oh, I'm not going back. So it's very positive, and it allows for more fun, more positive experiences, more moments of I heard romance for some of you. That's on the table. There's more moments. I'm hearing more moments rather than like fleeting things. Rather than, I feel like with a moment, like we can settle into it. There's the ability to feel into time. Frank Zappa, he's a musician, a guitarist, or was. He said this so beautifully. He very, very like a virtuoso guitar player. He said that when you are given a solo in any composition, you are given a space of time in which to decorate it however wish you want to. So I just see your solos are being extended because you're in that flow, you're in that conscious state of awareness where you're like, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm choosing to be happy, and I'm going to just flow more. And you're looking and going to be realizing your life as like, wow, look at what I've decorated. Look at the curation of my life is amazing. Like I really feel that for majority of you watching this, that's something that you can look forward to. Like as soon as within this year, within this week, you're already seeing evidence of that coming to fruition for you. It's no longer a goal, a wish, a hope, a desire. It's a staple. Like you require this now, and it's your dedication that's going to make it possible and work. So, okay, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you found this helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.